Hi Scorpio, welcome to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is going to be for the new moon on October 16th and taking us through the next full moon on October 31st on Halloween. Please remember these are general readings, so they won't resonate for everyone. If they do, I appreciate so much all your likes, shares, and subscribes. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Thank you so much. All right, let's dive into your reading. We're going to be taking a look at your current situation, getting you some advice, and then the most likely outcome. So at the heart of your matter, we have the Two of Swords. Two of Needles in this deck. We're going to be using Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. There's a decision that needs to be made. I think it's you that needs to make the decision. You are wanting to... There's an aspect of destiny at play here. The star is coming up in your challenge position. There's an aspect of importance, like an underscore on this decision, why you're focusing on it so much and why it's coming up for your reading, I think, is because this is an important decision. This has to do with fulfilling your potential. Something that you're meant to be doing. Your focus is the moon. Your focus is on the unknowns. The moon can also represent fears and insecurities. We'll see what comes up in the rest of the reading and in the clarifiers. I'm not sure if that's a factor. It may be for some of you. But what is coming through more strongly right now is that you're really... like, it's a deep emotional dive. You're going within to really understand the underbelly of the situation. In your recent past, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. In some way, your independence was taken down a notch or challenged. Something that you wanted to handle solo, or something that you'd been accustomed to doing on your own and being quite independent in a practical sense. Either that was taken away from you by circumstances so that you had to change your way of doing things and become more reliant on others, or that it could have been by choice. It could have been that you... like it wasn't done to you. You caused the circumstance that made you less independent. Let's get the energy of the environment around you. What is the energy of the environment? Thank you. We have the Page of Candles in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse. This is saying that everyone in the situation is not necessarily coming from a genuine place or from like the most genuine place that they could be. There's an air of superficiality, like what people really want from this situation, what you really want. Everyone in the situation is affected by this energy. It's like everyone's kind of playing their cards a little close to the vest, keeping secrets. but regarding how they, like what their motivations are, or what actions, they want to keep their actions to themselves, like operating in the shadows, operating secretively. With a positive connotation, that could be advocating for you to make this decision in private. In the near future, we have the Empress. This is you feeling resplendent, feeling like you can have anything you want, and you do. Knowing, not even having to question it, but just knowing that everything you deserve is headed toward you in short order. You know how to manifest what you want, and it's just effortless. Your advice. What advice do we have? What advice do we have for the situation for our Scorpios? Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you should be playing your cards close to the vest right now. Keep your actions to yourself, but keep your emotions even more private. Be very selective about who you're sharing this with. I think that's your focus. The moon. That's why the moon is here, because you are being very private. You recognize that these are private things. This is a private decision that's being made. And I think you need an extra emphasis on that because you're less independent than you're accustomed to being. Like, that just necessitates other people being involved in your day-to-day more so than what you're accustomed to. Hence the extra emphasis on, okay, if I'm constantly around other people, I need to work harder to maintain privacy in the ways that it needs, or it should be maintained. Excuse me. Okay, let's take a look at your surprise. There's surprise energy coming in, something that you are not expecting to affect this situation, something that you don't see coming. What is it? The anticipation. What is the surprise? What does Scorpio not see coming? Being really careful to get the right card here, aren't we? Judgment. There's going to be a decision that comes through in your favor. I have a feeling that the decision might be made for you. I think you are... Okay, this may be not a decision that you need to make, but it could be through and through a decision that you know someone else needs to make. So you're just laying low and keeping your actions and emotions to yourself as you wait for someone else to make the decision. In which case, what you're not expecting is for the judgment to be rendered in your favor, for a verdict that is very agreeable, in line with your goals for the situation and supportive of your destiny. If this is a decision that you need to be making, then I feel like the surprise is going to be that a decision is made by someone else that kind of negates your need to make a decision in the situation, but that will also be positive. Like, what example can I give? What example can I give? A decision that you're wrestling with, and then the decision's made for you, but it's a positive. Like, you're looking for a job. Say that you have 2 job opportunities. One of them is nearby, and one of them you would have to relocate for, and you're wanting to make this decision on your own and keep it very private. And then some outside decision that's made basically makes the decision for you. Like, say the decision, the job opportunity that you would need to relocate for, all of a sudden they reach out and say, we really want you for the position. We will pay for your relocation and we'll double the salary. Like, if they make that kind of a decision, it basically makes the decision for you. Conversely, they could say, all right, we've gone with another candidate, so that choice is no longer even an option, and that could make the decision for you. Either way, it's going to be a positive for you. Not only because it takes the need to wrestle with this decision off your plate, but also whichever way the cookie crumbles is going to be the best thing for you. Hopes and fears, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. You're not feeling your best, and that's worrying you. You're concerned that other people don't see you at, like, your positive qualities, that they're not drawn in the way that you would like them to be. They're not allured by your positive attributes in the way that you would hope for them to be. But this is only a fear of yours. This is only a concern of yours. It's not saying that this is the reality of the situation. That's meant to just bring that to your attention, and it's a caution to not necessarily act on a fear. Don't be motivated by a fear. Recognize that this is coming from a place of insecurity within you, maybe. All right, most likely outcome. For Scorpio in this situation, based on the current set of circumstances, what is the most likely outcome? Thank you. 2 cards, we'll take them both. Excuse me, we have the Queen of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. Everything's going to work out and you're going to feel great about it. And everyone's going to feel great about you. Simple as that. The effort that you put in here is going to elevate you to a position of ease and goodwill. That the decisions that you make and the way that you foster environments around you is going to be very agreeable to those involved. They're going to want to put in effort. Like, when you lay out a plan for other people, they're going to be on board. They're going to say, yep, I will put effort into that plan. I believe in your vision, because the way that you're describing it and the vibe that you're putting off is very sincere and they can tell that it's heartfelt. They can tell that it's deeply genuine and that you believe it through and through. You're very convincing. Next up, we're going to pull some clarifiers, dig a little deeper into this reading. We'll start in the same order with the Two of Swords, Two of Needles, clarified by Temperance. You're really wanting to achieve a balanced result here. So you're wrestling with this decision, wanting very high-mindedly for the best result possible. You want a win-win. You want to be able to integrate all sides of the situation. Oh, and you're hoping that you won't have to decide. You're hoping that you'll be able to somehow blend. Like, you want for the decision to go away. You want to have both. You're like, oh, can't I make both work? Let's take a look at the star in your challenge position. We have the Two of Wands, clarifying the star. So you're feeling like you're reaching for your destiny. There's this element of importance, an extra emphasis on making this decision because you feel so like it's a special subject to you. And it's something that you think could be really, really important in your life overall. But the decision to start moving forward on the path is what's holding you back, is the challenge that you need to overcome, the taking the first step toward your goal. Like embarking on the journey. Maybe it feels like it's too big of a task, and so you're not wanting to narrow it down as much as you need to in order to start the journey, because it feels so big and important that you don't want to walk down too narrow of a path. It's like you're trying to leave a lot of options open. But that's what's like the challenge that you need to overcome in order to really make this decision and move forward. Let's look at the moon in your focus. Tell me more about the moon, please. I'm going to pull a couple. First out, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Nope, they don't want to give me another one. Okay. The unknowns. What is hidden? What's beneath the surface? What you're trying to suss out here has to do with the work that you do. What's not working specifically. The work you don't want to be doing. I get the feeling of like kind of mindless work, like drudgery. And what you're focused on is your dream world. So maybe you're occupied with tasks that don't take much mental effort. So that leaves the space for you to be, maybe like assembling things while you're writing songs in your head, or checking inventory for hours and hours while you are considering storylines for a manuscript you want to write. That's what it feels like. It's pretty obscure. Please tell me if that part of it resonates for you. I'm curious what your situation is. Let's see. In your recent past, this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This, I love it when this happens, you guys. Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This is Spirit's way of just telling me I nailed the interpretation the first time and the clarification is not necessary. So yeah, you're just taking a step back from independence in some way, whether that was imposed upon you or it came about by your own choice. This could be an entrepreneurial decision that you're wanting to maintain a hold on some stable income while you work on a side hustle. That would make sense with this as well, with the some deeper wishes and dreams while the work that's necessary of you necessary for you to do is also like, it's taking up your time, but it's not occupying the majority of space in your internal world. It's like the work that you're doing is so unimportant to you, even if you're like going through and doing it and doing a good job at it. It's just, it pales in comparison to the vast, like, hidden world of you. The energy of the environment, clarifying the Page of Wands in reverse, we have the Three of Cups. This feels like keep your actions to yourself and maintain a veneer of everything's fine. Now, whether or not that's a positive it's going to depend a lot on the particulars of your situation, but that's the order of the day. That's kind of just what feels right to everyone in the situation. Just keep it to yourself and keep on trucking. Keep a smile on your face. Do the actions that are necessary of you. And enjoy the simple pleasures. Enjoy what you can out of it. Clarifying the Empress, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Swords in the upright and the Emperor in reverse. So, a divine pair, Empress and the Emperor. This is about emphasizing yin energy. Oh, I'm getting that backwards. Shoot, aren't I? Yin and yang. The feminine and the masculine archetype energy with the receiving energy. Emphasizing receiving and setting things up like passive income. I don't want to characterize feminine energy as passive, but the words and the interpretation that I want to highlight here is like in a job sense. This could be that you're trying to line up passive income versus a job that feels like drudgery, where you only get paid for the work that you've done that day. This is like setting up an empire for you do the hard work on the front end and then the residuals just come in. It's like making investments or setting up or like becoming an owner of a company, owning stock, maybe cryptocurrencies, maybe selling a product that just like you're not the one making the product, but you receive income every time there's a sale of that product. And then making wise decisions and and good use of the opportunities that are presented to you, because there are going to be opportunities coming your way. This is saying, as you are presented with these options and choices and opportunities, choose the one that's going to set you up for the long term to work smarter and not harder. That you don't have to be as active in the how do I want to say this? In the enacting of what comes next. That you can be a more passive participant, but still reap all the same benefits or even more than you would have if you were the one like making the product. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. Okay. Let's look at your advice. The King of Cups in reverse. Why is the King of Cups here? What is this advice saying? Nine of Wands in reverse. So be judicious about who you give up the information to, who you share, who you let your walls down with, who you open up the boundaries to really see beneath the surface of why you're doing things, what really matters to you, how you're feeling about things. The order of the day, remember, is do your actions in private, keep your motivations to yourself, and maintain a surface level happiness with the general public or those that are not on a need-to-know basis. And your advice is, hand in hand with that, is know who you can... If there's lines of battle, this is saying prepare yourself in advance for under what circumstances you're going to allow people to move through your lines of defense. Who you can let your defenses down for, and so that you don't have to be deciding moment by moment, situation by situation. You're going to have like a general framework for what's deserving of seeing behind the curtain of what you're doing. Okay, let's take a look at this Judgment. Oh, there we go. It's going to be with the energy of the Ten of Cups in reverse. So this decision that's being made that affects you, but it will come as a surprise. It's going to take away the decision of what you were hoping for, but it's going to replace it with something even better. Ten of Cups is still here. It's happiness. It's in the reverse because it's saying, okay, it's not exactly what you thought you were going to get out of the situation. It's better. Clarifying the Queen of Wands in reverse in your hopes and fears. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you're a little stuck on this. Worrying that people don't find you as enigmatic as you perceive yourself to be. Don't let that be a stumbling block. Don't get hung up on that. It's not as important as you think it is. People are less aware of other people than you might believe. Everyone's really focused on themselves. All right. And in your eventual outcome, Queen of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, clarified by the Nine of Cups. Your wish is coming true. No big deal, just your wish is coming true. Congratulations. So this is not just, okay, 10 of Cups is your idea of happiness, your conceptualization of what you believe is going to make you happy. Your wish is, even if it's something that you can't put a name to, it's like when you get there, you know it. When you get there, it's like, oh wow, this is how good it could be. I never thought that X, Y, and Z situation could suit me so well. I never thought that things could work out so well, and that people would be so receiving of me leading with my emotions. Wow. You're going to be like wowed with how well suited the outcome is to your nature. Cool. All right, so we're going to pull some not clarifiers, oracle cards. We're going to pull from the Affirmators deck, and I'm actually going to take the ones that flew out just there. These are affirmations, and we're going to pull from the one on top, generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is nothing more than let me start over here. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. So don't be afraid to pay it forward when good things come to you. You're basically telling the universe at that point that when good things come to you, that you're going to bring more positivity to others as well. That way others are going to bring more positivity to you. It's just like very circular, very reciprocal, the universe is. Very reciprocal, the universe is. Speaking backwards. Okay, next up we're going to pull from the Fear Nothing Oracle deck. What messages do we have for our dear Scorpions? We have ponder your blessings. Stay in an attitude of gratitude, Scorpio. When we go through these challenging times, especially when we need to maintain so much privacy, it can be too easy to focus on what it is that is irking us about the situation. What's the challenge that we're facing? We need to face the challenges, so obviously it's going to occupy a lot of our time and attention. So the challenge is then to give more time and attention and focus to what it is we have to be grateful for. What are you thankful for in this moment? What do you appreciate? Because what you think about, you bring about. So find those things that you appreciate about your day-to-day life. Start a gratitude journal. Make the time to develop a practice that will allow you to devote your focus toward what it is that you enjoy about life. The more focus that you put on what you enjoy about life, the more things that you enjoy are going to come into your life. It's an easy peasy equation. Maybe not so easy in practice. Should be so simple, right? Next up, we're going to pull the Halloween Oracle. What Halloween Oracle card do we have for Scorpio for the second half of October? We have invisibility, authenticity. Yeah, when you come from an authentic place, people respond to it. So worry less about how people are seeing you, because if that's the the starting point for your thought process, then you're going to be arranging who you are and how you present yourself based on what you think other people want from you. And that's not what other people want from you. What other people want from you is for you to be authentic. That's what people respond to, genuine authenticity. And I like how this is also invisibility, because it's like the attitude of being in the shadows here and being very private and keeping it to yourself is like, okay, you don't need to scream it from the rooftops. This is something that is just going to be obvious, that you don't need to publicize or advertise about yourself. When you're coming from an authentic place, things just fall in line for you. Last but not least, we'll pull from the Making Magic deck. What messages do we have to support Scorpio through this decision and next stage of their story? We have perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds. So perseverance is available to you, support from the spirit world. If you're feeling weak, if you're feeling like this is all too much and you'd rather focus somewhere else, stick it out. Persevere. You're battle weary. You've been through so much. Don't give up now, because the end is in sight. And the end is your wish coming true. So persevere, see it through to the end. You'll like the outcome. All right, thank you so much for watching. If this did resonate for you, please give it a like. I appreciate so much all the support. Thank you in advance for that. And I will see you guys next time, heading up toward the full moon on October 31st. Until then, take care. Bye, guys.